Podcast Network Asia.
Other dimensions of the relationship soon stop developing kasi they feel betrayed. They feel that you lied to them. They trusted you. Pinakain niya ng ulam yung boyfriend mo. Kain ng dinner. Yung pala, ikaw ang dessert.
Ay, grabe. And also, tsaka ako dun sa metaphor na yan.
Hi, I'm Jeric.
And I'm Apple.
And you're listening to the Langaspix Podcast.
Join us every week as we talk about family, faith, and everything in between.
Now powered by Podcast Network Asia and Podmetrics.
Hello mga langga. This is me, Jeric.
And this is Apple.
And we're kind of free today on recording at full volume because our kids are out and about.
And they're just down the street at the park. So we want to make a special shout out to... If ever you're listening to Mama May, to Mama Donna, to Papa Mac for taking the kids out for a walk.
Yes, exactly. And today's episode is a bit, let's say, medyo mabigat, medyo malaman.
Malaman.
Full.
Inside.
There's a lot to be talked about. And the title is Matindi.
The Neglected Heart.
Wow.
Sex and the human heart.
Wow. Na-neglect na ba yung puso mo?
Neglect? I don't think you've neglected my heart, have you? At least I don't feel it.
Then I am a success. Charot.
Okay. But then, mga langga, if you're listening to this right now and, you're wondering what this topic is going to be about, let's just put it this way. This could be different from the other episodes you might have heard when talking about sex. Because now if you look at the podcast space, usually whenever they talk about sex, it's in a very different direction from what we will be talking about today.
Yeah. We're not going to talk about, like the usual. We're going to talk about in line with what we just concluded, the love and responsibility. We're going to continue on that since we had multiple episodes about that. And we have tackled repeatedly utilitarianism, which is the favorite word of my langga.
Imagine after how many weeks I can finally say it proudly.
So we continue on this momentum by talking about more about sex. Ano ba yung purpose nun? Sarap lang ba? Tulad ng sinabi mo rin mga nakaraang episode.
But not only that, it's not only the sarap, but there are also emotional consequences from partaking of this delicious fruit.
Akala ko langhap sarap.
Langhap sarap. Diba standard juicy?
Oh my gosh, langga. This is desecration.
Sorry.
Langhap sarap is Jollibee.
Oh.
Not sponsored. Baka naman. So we want to share with you some insights from Dr. Thomas Licona, which is yung tinakal din namin, siya yung nag-create ng True Love Character Test. So again, let's dive in. We always talk about sex lalo na sa youth, sa mga kabataan. But much of it nakafocus lang kasi sa physical consequences,
right.
Di ba? Whenever we have sex education, laging sinasabi na, dapat di kayo mag-premarital sex kasi may chance na mabuntis ka, magkaroon ka ng sakit.
Exactly.
With regards to that, yung dangers ng pregnancy.
But not a lot of emphasis or not a lot of time is given to the emotional consequences that one faces if you engage in sex
Premarital
before
sex.
You're ready or before it's the right time. But someone nga said na there is no condom for the heart.
Exactly.
Right?
Siyempre, yung pain nga, yun ang pag-uusapan natin, yun ang focus natin ngayon. Kasi ang society, it pushes to freely talk about sex. Marami nagno-normalize ng sex, which has its advantages naman. We recognize that. But a lot fails to address that the destructive psychological consequences of this, of temporary sexual relationships, totoo yan. Very real yan. Ang daming sugat sa puso na talagang long-term ang consequences versus yung physical.
And if you think about it, when we say that the society talks about sex, it's always talking about a twisted version of what they assume sex to be. But we're not really talking about sex in its truest, purest form, which is why there's a lot of miscommunication, misunderstandings, hurts that come along with it, which is what we're going to be talking about today. But of course,
we have disclaimer, no? We're not downplaying yung physical consequences tulad ng STD, meron din yung mga sexually transmitted infections, or yung mga unwanted pregnancies.
Which is really sad.
That is, yeah, of course, it's terrible to go through. But, we just want to also highlight the very thing na nakakalimutan, which is the emotional aspect of sex and the human heart.
I think Jeric and I have been, mga langga, if you've been with us for the past couple of weeks, you can hopefully see that we're not downplaying sex. But what we are talking about is that sex is more than just a physical act. It's more than just the body. And as much as utilitarians want to water it down, saying that, yeah, it's just about the pleasure you get at this particular moment. But we also know that it's the emotional, it's the psychological dimension of the act that makes it human, which is what we are. It's what separates us from the mating season of penguins.
Wow.
Right?
Ba't penguins yung napili mo?
Kasi
Meron ba
yun
sa
yung-
Pilipinas? No,
hindi
wala
yun
nga
yung-
penguin dito.
Hindi yun yung kasi
Ay, may
episode
penguin pala
ng
dito.
Hindi yun yung episode ng Octonauts ng isang araw. Kaya,
May
yun, ganun yung mga pinapanood ko
langga,
ngayon.
may penguin din sa Dubai, nasa Ski Dubai.
Ay, oo, diba? Anyways. But this is the truth that sex will always have emotional consequences.
That's true. It's not mainstream na we discuss about sex and emotional hurt in particular to premature sexual involvement. Like I said, it's always left behind. Especially sa mga magulang natin.
In
Naranasan
the
ko yan.
Filipino society, in the Filipino culture.
Oo. Alam mo ba, tinanong ko sa nanay ko dati. I think we were in the car.
Oh.
Tapos, by ano lang, random lang, na-mention ko, sabi ko, kasi may nag-aalaga ako ng mga hamster nun eh. Nag-breed ako
right.
Sabi ko nun sa parents ko, si Papa nagda-drive nun. Alam mo
Why
itong
am I
kwento na to,
laughing?
no?
No, why am I laughing already?
You know the story?
Okay, no.
So, the story is, sabi ko, Pa, bakit yung hamster namin? Pinatungan lang niya isa. Like, the male hamster went on top of the female hamster. Tapos nagka-baby.
Oh.
Tapos, yung aso naman dun sa village din, very random to. Sige, yung aso naman sa village din, pinatungan din niya yung...
And then puppies came out.
Hindi, tapos nagdikit yung puwet.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So sabi ko, tapos puppies came out, nabuntis yung ano. Very, I don't know what grade I
You know,
was.
I had the same experience.
Wait, di pa tapos,
sorry,
guys.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Crescendo,
Sorry.
Ito yung highlight, yung tanong ko. Sabi ko,
highlight.
bakit yung mga tao sa pelikula,
Oh.
pag naghalikan, I remember.
So sweet. How old were you?
I don't know, man. I remember Mama and Papa were just laughing. But they didn't answer me properly.
But completely random then when we were living pa in the villa where we had lots of dogs.
Wow, villa.
Well, we were like how many families? But still, we had lots of dogs noon. And then I remember running to my mom. Sabi ko, Mommy, there's something wrong with the dogs. We had mga askal kasi that we would adopt. And Lady and Tramp na yung tawag namin.
Askale.
Askale. Askale? Wow, sounds like a vegetable. Anyways, so sabi ko, Mama, there's something wrong. Sabi niya, what happened? She came running out. Like, Ma, look, they're stuck. And she's like, oh. And she just laughed. So there wasn't really any explanation, maybe because I was, like 7 or 8 years old. And she didn't really explain it as well. But she was like saying that's how they make babies.
How did you know about sex? I mean, I knew all about sex through pornography, for example.
Actually, I don't remember how I knew.
So, ganun nga kasi very vague yung mga explanation ng mga parents natin when it comes to sex. Sasabihin nila, hindi mo pa kailangan malaman yan, you're too young, or hindi ka pa ready, or hindi
like
ka pa mature enough.
Or like what the titas would tell us before, na wala ka pang buhok sa kilikili mo, you're not allowed to listen to these things.
Ganun. Grabe naman yung mga tita mo. So, shoutout po sa inyo. I love you po. So, yun. Yung may mga... some of the psychological consequences of premarital sex, yung nananaig dyan yung feeling of regret. Di ba yung feelings of regret nila na after doing the act?
That's right.
Ang daming pagsisisi, ang daming dapat na pag-usapan.
And if you think about it, speaking of regret, I mean, it's been around, the sexual revolution has been around since it was the 60s. It's become very, very big part of the mainstream of the mainstream culture. And yet also during that time, since that time, the 1960s, there was a Dr. Armand Nicolai Jr. who was a clinical professor of psychiatry at the Harvard Medical School, and he also showed na tons of research was found to be the same. Na even with convenience, there's still a blind eye towards the consequences of these things.
Kumbaga, because of the pleasure that it provides, we turn a blind eye.
Right.
We turn a blind
Sorry,
eye.
I couldn't translate it properly. Medyo
We turn a blind eye because of convenience. We just don't want to face the truth that it has damaging effects. So, according to that research, meron mga sinasabi dito. Sabi nung iba doon is, not long after the sexual revolution was underway, clinicians observed that the new sexual freedom was creating a psychological disaster. We began to study Harvard students who complained of emptiness and despondency.
Sabi din sa findings, there was a gap between their social conscience and the morality they were practicing in their personal lives. The new sexual permissiveness was leading to empty relationships and feelings of self-contempt. If you think about it, a lot of people have this already. It's very ingrained in a lot of people going on nowadays.
1960s to,
Since the 1960s, many of these students were preoccupied with the passing of time and with death. Have you noticed, mga langga? Have you looked around? There's a lot of emphasis here. They yearned for meaning, for a moral framework.
Sabi din dito, when some of them moved away from moral relativism to a system of clear values, typically embracing a drug-free lifestyle and strict sexual code, they reported that their relationships with the opposite sex improved, as did relations with peers in general, relationships with their parents, and their academic performance. So basically, what it's saying is there is really a correlation when you have a premature sexual experience. It distracts you from what is really important in your stage of life. Especially nangyayari kasi ito sa mga kabataan. And I know that there are a lot of langga who's listening right now, who's discerning for marriage. Most of them are still in school. Who's listening to this podcast. You have to take that in consideration. Take a step back and look at this in a way na kapag na-involve na ang katawan, nakaka-distract na.
We're not saying that sex is bad. In fact, sex is really, 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 really good. And that's the reason why it's worth waiting for, because it's really, really, really good. And the problem is if we indulge in something...
By the way, linawin natin yan. Baka sabihin ng mga langga, naghintay naman kami. So we have to disclaimer, we have to be clear. What Apple is saying, waiting, is to have sex within the context of marriage.
Exactly. So the reason why we're going to be discussing this today is because without putting sex in the right context, there comes with it a lot of emotional consequences. So Jeric and I will be discussing 10 emotional dangers that we face, that we battle against whenever we indulge in premature and uncommitted sex.
Yes, this vary from person to person according to Dr. Thomas Licona, and we'll be sharing this to you kasi, yung iba short-term lang, yung danger na yon, but it has some serious implication. Pwedeng saglit lang naramdaman ng tao, pero the wound can run deep. So others even carry it until marriage. Kaya even until parenthood, yung iba nadadala nila sa mga anak nila. So we have
and the cycle never ends.
The cycle never ends. It becomes a very toxic cycle. So here are the 10 emotional dangers. Number 1, worry about pregnancy and disease.
So it's always been part of it that if you have sex, there's always the chance of getting pregnant. And if you have uncommitted, unprotected, premature sex, there's also the chances of getting sick, of getting a sexually transmitted disease. And it's really, really sad because it places a lot of major emotional stress upon someone who shouldn't be treating sex as something to worry about after. As opposed to when you're in the right context. For example, when you are married, you won't get scared na, okay, I might get pregnant. But you're married. That's part and parcel of the entire journey.
So imaginein mo, estudyante ka pa or naghahanap ka pa ng trabaho, hindi mo pa kayang bumuhay na pamilya. Tapos nag-iisip ka na na-stress ka na sa ganito, sa dami ng kailangan mong pag-stressan na.
I mean, yeah, like algebra. Right?
Di ba ang hirap nito? After mong maka-experience ng pleasure, then you spend the rest of it wondering kung magkaka-period ba siya o hindi. Especially for men, For men, hindi lang sa babae, mostly sa lalaki, imagine mo, isipin mo yun. Yung stress na ganito.
I think it's both.
Yeah, it's
because
both.
Because women are the one who carry the baby home. Men can have that or a sense of responsibility towards that particular issue, or sometimes they would have the
Goes both ways.
Exactly, goes both ways. So that's number 1. Number 2, regret and self-recrimination, which is a really, really heavy burden to carry if you think about it. Yung to suffer great regret following a sexual relationship. I mean, having that intimate moment with someone should not carry with, you should not have that that emotional burden of regret that comes afterwards kasi natataint yung experience yun na yun, yung relationship yun na yun. And research, in fact, finds a gender difference. Women are more likely to have sex to strengthen relationships and to increase intimacy, whereas men are likely to have sex to gain physical pleasure. So there's a mismatch there.
Exactly. So, akala ng babae, by giving my body, maging mas committed siya sa akin, pakakasalan niya ako lang yung mamahalin niya. Pero para sa aming mga lalaki, it's just physical pleasure.
It's release.
It's release. So, it extends actually us being committed. Kasi what's there to commit for? What's there to pursue kung the very thing that we will only gain sana in marriage has been given to us already?
True.
Kaya dami natin nakakausap, dami natin nakikrinig na storya, ang tagal na engaged. And usually, it's because
they're already living
together. They're doing premarital sex.
And sometimes, the regret goes in the opposite direction. You already know that your relationship is toxic. It's not the kind of relationship you want to have. But because there's sex involved, you can't pull yourself out of it. Because you get trapped in that whole experience. And the problem with this is when we indulge in premarital sex, these regrets can last for many years. In fact, you can still carry the regrets of the early sexual experiences into when you get married already, and that's with not even with the same partner.
Totoo.
It could be with a lot of different things.
Yeah, someone said that, sex without commitment is very risky for the heart. Alam natin yan. Yung ang wala kang sex within marriage, risky pa sa puso mo. Paano pa to?
True.
Diba? It's very risky for the heart. Number 3 is guilt. Pangatlo is guilt. Guilt is a special form of regret. Ito yung strong sense of having done something morally wrong. Lahat tayo, meron tayong moral compass na tinatawag. Alam natin kung ano yung mali sa hindi . So kakainin tayo ng guilt na yan pag hindi natin yan address. It can be a healthy moral experience if you take it as a sign to change and as a sign na buhay pa ang konsensya mo. Pero if you don't recognize it as such, it will just dive you deeper into depression. Susunod-sunod na yan. Yung guilt na yan, kakainin ka.
Or what's worse, sometimes because of the amount of guilt that we feel, we just choose to turn it off na lang. And in the end, you become numb to everything around you. And then you lose that human side of you because you're not able to feel the feelings you need to. You're not able to experience the emotions you need to experience for you to live the fullest life because you turned off your moral compass. And the guilt after sex can also stem from yung mga religious convictions natin. In fact, the major world religions like Christianity, Judaism, and Islam all teach that sex is a beautiful gift from a good God.
Diri mo yan, hindi lang sa Kristiyano.
It's in across the board. But that God kasi reserves sex for the committed love relationship of a marriage. Now, what if you're listening to this right now and say, paano na yan, kuya, ate? I'm not a virgin anymore. I've already given it away.
Kasala na kami, nagkamali na kami, kaya tinuloy na lang namin.
Exactly. What do I do now? Do I not have hope for a beautiful relationship?
Dito namin pinag-uusapan, we've been sharing this, na meron tinatawag na secondary virginity. There's this new, quote-unquote, new virginity that you can commit. For example, you've been doing it for a while. God is a God of second chances. Then, now that you recognize that this is not only harmful physically, but also emotionally, then take a step back. Sa mga babae, sabihin nyo, alam mo, tigil muna natin to. Makikita mo yung change Makikita mo na committed talaga sa yung lalaki kung irerespetuhin niya yung decision mong yun. Pero kung sasabihin niya na mahal naman kita, anong problema? Then that's a red flag. Ibig sabihin, he's only there for the pleasure which we discussed in our previous episodes. That it is not sustainable. Yeah, it's not sustainable. So, worse is, paano kung sobrang huli na ang lahat? Kung kailan na kayo titigil, magkakaroon na kayo ng guilt. For example, in abortion, dami na abort because of teenage pregnancy. Idadagdag mo pa yun sa list ng guilt before you stop. So you have to really take that into consideration.
True. Number 4, loss of self-esteem and self-respect. You see, many people suffer a loss of self-esteem after they find out na meron pala silang sakit, that they have a
that's
sexually
true.
transmitted disease. You will start questioning yourself, questioning your relationships, questioning how you would live out in a world that has that puts a stigma on people who carry this disease. And sometimes the loss of this self-esteem kasi instead of holding you back, sometimes
It pushes you downward.
kasi you're thinking, I have
What can
nothing
I
to
lose?
lose.
Oh.
Yeah, I have nothing to lose anymore.
Damay ko na lang iba.
But the problem with this is it becomes an oppressive cycle, onward and onward, downward, which becomes really, really difficult for a person to let go of and to break free.
Exactly. That's why a lot of ladies will just give away their bodies to seek attention from men. You know? Because this is temporary pleasure than no pleasure at all. Naging ganun na lang yung mode natin. And they keep going back to the same kind of situations that got them into trouble in the first place. On both sides of this casual sex, there is a loss of dignity and self-worth. That is why we wanted to discuss very briefly when it comes to oral sex and self-respect. Oral sex and self-respect yung mga surveys, ini-indicate nila that many young people today are having oral sex and they don't consider it as a big deal.
Because maybe for some they were thinking na, no, technically, virgin
wala naman.
pa ako.
Oo, wala naman.
Technically, virgin pa ako, especially for the women. He's not doing anything to me. I'm doing it to him. So it's more of I'm giving him the pleasure that he needs. But here are some points to think about, mga langga, ha. Number 1, kaya nga oral sex, it is definitely a sexual act.
Exactly.
Why would you call it oral sex kung hindi siya sex, if it's not an act?
Number 2, it is usually something boys ask girls to perform on them. Imagine yun, ha? There are also some girls who make the mistake of initiating oral sex because they think na when they give this to a guy, the guy would stick with them. But then, sa totoo lang, oral sex actually reduces intimacy. Kasi nakaka-degrade yun eh.
It does.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Yeah, number 3.
No boy who truly respects or cares about the girl would ask her to do this.
Exactly.
Why? Because it's only one-sided. And like what Jeric said, it attacks the dignity of a person. And in a true, full, whole relationship that is really focused on intimacy, where you serve one another for the good of the other, you will not have to consider this. And this doesn't become an issue of attacking the other person's dignity.
Number 4, akala nyo exempted kayo sa sakit. Hindi. Marami ding sakit, mga sexual diseases that can be passed through oral sex. Number 5 is, if you're a girl and you engage in oral sex, you risk experiencing the same emotional hurts, such as feeling used and degraded, that frequently follow uncommitted sexual intercourse. It makes no difference from
Because
being
it's
a one-night stand,
Because
let's say.
it's still a sexual act. And number 6, if you're a boy and getting the girls to do this, you're basically disrespecting the woman. And have you ever thought about it now? Would you want someone doing this to your sister, kung may kapatid ka man, or to your friends,
Or
kung-
to your future spouse.
or to your future spouse?
Oo.
Exactly. Is this something that you would want that person to know?
Totoo
Na-
yan. I mean, kung ikaw nakaranas yan, sasabihin mo ba yan sa pakakasalan ka? We know deep inside us that this is something that is...
That you still feel, that you feel shame over, that you're not proud of sharing. So why would you still think na pwede mo ba siyang gawin?
So anyway, mga langga, those are just pinasadahan lang namin. I think this is very important for us to mention. So as we continue on the 10 emotional dangers of premature sex, number 5 is the corruption of character.
You see, mga langga, when we treat others as sexual objects to be used for our selfish pleasure, yung sinasabi natin na utilitarianism, we don't only lose self-respect. Yung nangyayari, we change our character, we change
Correct.
the kind of person we are becoming
Nag-iibang
because
anyo.
different shadow. Ano ne? Hindi.
Anyo is not shadow. Anino yun eh. Ano ba yan?
Nag-evolve yung shadow. Sorry. But basically, nawawala yung totoong pagkatao natin. Because it corrupts our inner conscience. It corrupts our inner character. What happens is the conscience that usually we depend on, the moral compass we depend on to distinguish right from wrong, nadi-distort siya.
Yung sense of sin natin bumababa.
Exactly.
Yan yung sinatawag na, okay na to. Hindi naman ako, parang ginagawa mo is, hindi naman ako ng rape eh. Okay lang to.
Kasi pumayag naman siya.
Pumayag naman siya. May consent naman eh.
That's what happens when our standards, we lower them because we don't believe that we're worth something more.
Yes, mga langga, we have a permissive sexual environment where we live right now. But it doesn't mean that wala tayong control over it. We can still choose not to permit these things from happening to us. Kasi sex can also corrupt character by leading people to lie to get sex.
True.
Mahal naman kita eh. Bakit hindi mo pa ako pagbigyan?
Tsaka never naman ako nagkasakit eh. I've never had an STD.
Oo, wala akong record
You're in
ng
no
STD. Ang
danger.
linis ko. Tingnan mo yung senomar ko. Linis. Nakalagay walang STD. Yung senomar may indication.
Mga lang wala yun sa senomar. Please lang, please.
Sabi sa ng gastrix, nasa senomar daw kung malinis ka.
Grabe siya. But
yeah,
the problem with this as well, because nakakorrupt yung character natin, na nababawasan yung normal standard that you would place upon yourself, even the things that you would indulge in, even without a partner. Let's talk about pornography here.
Ay, yan. Experts kami dyan.
Grabe.
Na-share namin yan, di ba? Yung pornography.
So, nawawala din because for you feel na, it's okay, I've already done this. So, porn is nothing to me. So, nakakorrupt din yung tingin natin sa sarili natin of what we allow ourselves to absorb.
Common objection about pornography, wala naman ako sinasaktan eh. Hindi ko naman kilala yung babaeng yan.
Truth.
Eh, nakakatakot. Di mo kilala. Minsan, hindi mo alam na yung pinagpapantasyahan mo.
Patay na.
That's true. That's scary. And most of them are because most of them are drug abused while filming. So, we read this excerpt from the 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens. Si Sean Covey. Stephen Covey, yung tatay niya.
He says, like any other addiction, pornography sneaks up on you. It reminds me of a story I once read about frogs. If you put a frog in boiling water, it will immediately jump out. But if you put it in lukewarm water, the frog will get cooked before it has a chance to jump out. It's the same with pornography. What you look at today may have shocked you a year ago, but because the heat was ever so slowly turned up, you didn't even notice that your conscience was being fried.
Totoo yan. I can speak on this very clearly. Dati, sobrang excited ko sa ganito lang. Then, as I go deeper into my addiction, naghahanap na ako ng mga scenes na talagang would,
that are more. You try to take another level up para ma-stimulate ka
Tapos
lang.
I got used to a certain genre na. May genre pa, no? I got used to a certain theme. Gusto ko naman may storya. Kasi wala na eh. Manhid na ako dun sa isang format eh.
True. And that's what's dangerous because it will lead you down a downward spiral. For me, I got started really, really slowly. But before I knew it, I was already looking for things that would stimulate me more because what I had started off with was nothing to me. It was, I was desensitized. For me, it was like, okay, I can just look at it and I'm not affected by it. Which, if I think about it now, is scary. Kasi,
hindi mo na alam kung gaano ka nakalalim.
Exactly.
Ang masakit pa doon, hindi ka accountable sa iba. No one can pull you up.
True.
We'll be right back.
Magandang araw!
I am Aaron Gogna.
And I'm Lalaine Gogna.
And we are the hosts of
Umagang Kay
Gogna. On our podcast, we aim to inspire listeners as we talk about purpose, deepening faith in God, true happiness, and a lot more.
If you're feeling down, get your dose of hope and upliftment from Umagang Kay Gogna.
Check out our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts,
or wherever you listen to podcasts. Hope to meet you there. God bless.
And now, back to the show. Number 6, shaken trust.
Inaalog ba to? Ito ba yung inaalog na tiwala?
Alog na tiwala.
Shake Shake.
Shake. I don't think you will be allowed to use that.
Niyayanig na tiwala.
Wow! Niyayanig. Sounds like something you would do with food, right?
Anyway,
You
shake and trust.
So, yes. So, this is oftentimes what a lot of people also go through ngayon sa mga relationship nila na it's so hard for me to trust another person. Nasaktan ako. I don't know if I can ever love again. Mga ganon. And usually, if there is sex involved in that relationship, premarital sex involved, normally those people after the breakup, nagkakaroon na sila ng
Trust
issues. At normally, yun yung mga tao na not lahat na, not everybody, but normally these are the people who take a long time to move on from the previous relationship. Yung tipong pag kinakausap mo sila, they're still carrying the heartbreak of 5 years ago.
10 years ago. They're afraid of falling in love. And that is a signifier as well. You have to ask them, bakit kaya hindi niya ma-let go? Tagalan ng kwento na to eh.
Paulit-ulit na.
20th year anniversary ng kwento na to. Hindi pa rin niya ma-let go. Hindi pa rin siya makakanta ng put away the pictures, throw away the memories. Art of letting go. Wala sa vocabulary niya yun.
Kasi they lost the trust. They lost ability to trust.
You've lost that loving feeling. Ganon.
Actually, I'm not familiar with that song.
I know.
Number 7.
Depression and suicide.
We talk a lot about, we hear about mental health a lot nowadays. It's a very, it's come into the limelight, especially with this pandemic. But if you think about it, sabi nga ni Kieran Sawyer, when he wrote about sex and teenager, he said the more the relationship seems like real love, the more the young person is likely to invest. And the deeper the pain and hurt if the relationship breaks up.
Exactly. The pain from these breakups, ito yung nag-lead. It contributes to a factor leading to depression and suicide deaths among young people.
This is something that I've observed sa anak natin, sa panganay namin. He's 4 years old. And even though, we're homeschooling now, even though I can say na academically, he can handle something a little bit more kasi he's challenged intellectually with, not intellectually challenged, but he loves being challenged with things that make his mind work. But emotionally, he still has the capacity of a child. He can give in to tantrums if he doesn't understand how things work. And it's part of the season. Ito yung season niya na he's trying to learn how to manage his emotions. And part of the normal life is that as you get older, you learn how to manage these emotions.
That's true.
And when you indulge in premarital sex, yung focus mo on being able to manage aspects of your character, like for example, managing anger, managing your emotions.
Hindi siya nagde-develop
because we're so focused on experiencing the pleasure from premarital sex.
Exactly. In the National Longitudinal Study of Adolescent Health, ito nyo naman, meron tayong fact-checking
Very
dito,
good
diba?
ka dyan.
They found that both boys and girls who are sexually active are more likely to feel depressed and attempt suicide than peers who are not sexually active. It is because, like what Apple said, there is a delay in terms of emotional development. Kasi nabe-blur out because the physical, the sensuality
came first.
Number 8.
Damaged or ruined relationships.
That's true. Alam natin yan. Maraming nagkakagalit na mga mag-ina. Maraming nagkakagalit na mga magulang. Magkakapatid.
Magkakaibigan.
Yes, exactly. Because sex can turn a good relationship bad. This is the other dimension of it. Other dimensions of the relationship soon stop developing kasi they feel betrayed. They feel that you lied to them. They trusted you. Pinakain niya ng ulam yung boyfriend mo. Kain ng dinner. Yung pala, ikaw ang dessert.
Ay, grabe. And also, tsaka ako dun sa metaphor na yan. But also, because of the pleasure that one gets from premarital sex, yung nafo-focus lahat ng attention natin sa isang tao lang. So,
That's
nagkakaroon ng love bubble. So, the chance to be able to develop relationships with people around you, like yung parents mo, yung mga kapatid mo, yung mga kaibigan mo, even when you've graduated, the people around you who should be helping you become the best version of yourself, nawawala yung chance na yun kasi yung focus mo is towards the person who's giving you that pleasure from the experience
At
of
saka
sex.
pag ginawa mo to, lahat ng negative emotions, it will start to resurface. You know, eventually, those negative emotions will poison the relationship. Bakit nangyayari to? Because when you have sex too early, it will block, like what Apple said on the previous point, it will block other means of communicating love. Bakit pa magpurpursue yung lalaki to have deeper conversations with you? Inaibigay mo ni. It can stunt the balanced growth of your relationship.
Ibigay mo na sa
Ibigay mo na, baby.
And also, sex can negatively affect relationships with people other than the person you're sexually involved with. Hindi sinasabi ni Jeric kanina yung mga kaibigan natin, yung family natin.
Mapapansin mo naman, nag-iiba eh. O, diba?
And
Minsan
they
may
will
alam
tell
ka eh.
you, bakit iba ni yung,
Bakit parang puyat ka lagi? Bakit pa? Hindi,
K-drama
mararamdaman
yun.
yan. Actually,
K-drama yun.
mararamdaman mo yan kasi nga, minsan nag-iiba yung aura ng tao.
True.
Nag-iiba yung behavior. Dati, mahilig siya makipag-hangout sa'yo to discover other passions, nawawala na. Always
Exactly.
spending time na lang with that guy.
Exactly.
Or
And you
that
know what?
girl.
And then you know, that's something I noticed, especially when people get married and it's a healthy marriage, nagbo-bloom yung isang tao. But when they indulge in premarital sex, nakikita mo din,
Pag nag-married na,
hindi. For example, when you can see the difference between someone who's practicing sex in a married context, yung healthy relationship nila, nagbo-bloom sila. Kasi
Okay.
it's in the right place.
Ah,
Pero
okay.
pag nakikita mo kunwari yung kaibigan mo, kaklase mo, katrabaho mo, and they're indulging in an unhealthy sexual relationship, nag-iiba in a negative way yung aura nila. Nakikita mo talaga eh.
Yung kanina kong point ko sana gustong i-point
sorry
out.
po.
Meron din
Hindi
kasi.
tayo nag-usap.
Hindi. Ito, alam mo to na meron din, ang tagal nilang live-in for so long.
Ay, oo.
Tapos kapag kung kailan sila kinasal, doon naglabasan lahat.
Yes.
When an uncommitted relationship becomes committed, uncommitted for so long, and then becomes committed through matrimony, grabe. Nagiging damaging na parang, bakit ganun? Ilang taon ko na siyang kasama, hindi naman ganyan.
Why? Because not enough focus was put on the other aspects of the relationship because a lot of it was only directed towards
The other person.
the other person.
With the
Exactly.
pleasure involved. Which goes to show number 9.
Stunted personal development. Ito yung sinasabi namin kanina that we're just gonna talk about again. Teenagers who are absorbed in an intense relationship, aka sexual relationship, are turning inward at the very time of in their lives that they should be reaching out. Ito yung they're able to form new friendships, they're able to experience new things, developing their interests and skills, and even
Experiencing, learning things.
So this is where in a time of your life when you should be experiencing the whole world because the whole world is open to you, your vision is narrowed down and your opportunities only to one person. Wala. Nawawala na si Aladdin doon. Nawala na yung carpet doon. You're basically behind golden bars. Yun. Good luck na lang kung gold. At least mabenta mo pa, diba? Pero,
Sabi ni New York City psychiatrist
Exactly.
Dr. Samuel Kaufman, a girl who enters into a serious relationship with a boy very early in life may find out later that her individuality was thwarted. She became part of him and failed to develop her own interests, her sense of independent identity.
which is so sad because you peg your identity on another person. Nawawala yung totoong pagkatao mo. You've lost interest in who you are supposed to be, of who you are now, of who you will be later on because all of your focus, all of your attention was directed on another person.
Katulad nung sa Our Beloved Summer, di ba? Because nung nawala yung nawala yung yung relationship nila in a way.
Si
Spoiler
Choyong. Si
si
Choyong.
Si Ong. So nung nawala yung relationship niya, na-discover niya yung other part ng buhay niya na hindi niya pinapangarap noon. I'm not saying nagkaroon sila ng sexual relationship. This is just one aspect. Sa K-drama na yun, wala namang sexual relationship pero they were so intensely involved with one another. In that
Break up,
in
come back
their-
together.
yeah,
Break up, come back
in
together.
that stage of their life where they should have been discovering. And then when the breakup happened, di ba dun sila nag-bloom on their respective fields? Oh, di ba? Na-discover nila na may horizon pala
Of
beyond.
course, disclaimer mga langga, we're not saying anything against high school relationships.
Tsaka man yan. Kusog si Joe.
Wala naman kami sinasabi na porket nasa high school ka or nasa
Annyeonghaseyo.
college ka, bawal ka na magka-boyfriend. Hindi. We're just talking about when you indulge in an unhealthy,
Sexually
involved relationship at the wrong time without the context of marriage.
So, langga, yan.
Yan yun.
Yan yun.
Number 10.
Last
these-
but not the least, number 10.
na negative effects on marriage.
Ayan na.
So, mga langga, so ask these questions. So, what sexual decisions at this point in my life will help me realize my dream of a happy marriage? What problems might I cause for myself or my future spouse by being sexually intimate before marriage? Ga, may sasabihin ka ba dyan?
Matinding mga tanungan yan. Kasi minsan nangangarap tayo ng goals, di ba?
Goals.
Hashtag relationship goals. But the problem is, you're looking at an end result of people without even realizing how can you make it possible on your own if ngayon pa lang hindi mo na pinaplant yung right seeds.
Right.
Because there are different scenarios that one might encounter.
Number 1.
Within marriage na to, paano kinasal ka na, di ba? Kaso nagkaroon ka ng intense, premarital sex experiences. So number 1 dun is comparisons and flashbacks. If you had sex with someone,
Had a sex.
if you have had sex, if you have had sex with someone other than your marriage partner, meron tendency, and sometimes beyond to sa control mo, kahit gaano mo kamahal yung partner mo ngayon, na maikukumpara mo siya sa previous partner mo.
True.
Di ba?
You will always say, that time I had fun here. That time worked better for me. Ganyan.
Mga
Bakit hindi
langga,
siya ganun?
Mga langga, ako mismo, pornography, addiction. There are certain times na nakakatakot. Actually, yun isa sa mga nagpatigil sa akin. Yung takot ko na ma-visualize ko yan in our marital relationship.
True. And the same thing for me.
Diba?
There were things that I thought na I had assumed that because I had indulged in pornography as well before, that I would be able to do it with my partner. I would be able to do it with Jeric.
Oo, fake news
nakakatakot
lahat
siya.
pala yun.
Oo, nakakatakot siya because it placed expectations. It placed wrong ideas of what I thought that marriage and sex would be.
Exactly.
And I would compare them.
Paano pa if your experience is with another person?
True.
It's beyond your control to be able to have those flashbacks and comparisons.
True. Number 2.
Iwasan yan.
Number 2, infidelity. So the ability to resist temptation is part of our character, but it's developed over time through practice.
Totoo.
Ano siya, para siyang yung mga athletes, right? They practice their bodies, they
Muscle memory
to be able to do the things that they need to do in order to play the sport. So the same thing with our mind, the same thing with our actions. If we are unable to practice a certain behavior properly, don't expect na all of a sudden change siya when you get married, right? So for example, if we haven't practiced saying no to sexual temptations before marriage, it may be even harder to resist such temptations pag kinasal ka na.
Totoo yun. Like what I'm saying, kung hindi mo ako mapagbigyan, it will be easy for me kung hindi ako nag-no sa'yo. Lalo nag-no ka sa akin. Kung hindi tayo nag-no before, it will be easy for me na, it's okay, manonood na lang ako ng ng pornography. O kaya, sige, okay, titingnan ako sa ibang babae.
Exactly.
Diba?
True.
So, infidelity. Kasi if you are, yung lagi natin sinasabi na, if you're willing to have sex with someone who's not married,
If you're willing to have sex with someone that you're not married to, who's to say that will not be the same pag kinasal ka na?
Oo, kasi yung partner mo nakikipag-sex sa someone na hindi married.
Exactly.
Exactly. So,
Number
3 is
3.
infertility.
Especially if you are a victim or a patient of sexually transmitted diseases. The stress of infertility would play a major role and cause great tension sa marriage nyo. I mean, infertility in itself, even without the talk of disease, is very, very stressful sa
Already.
isang mag-asawa.
But to know it beforehand na hindi ka na talaga magkakanak because you have this disease,
It will place a lot of stress, unnecessary stress that you can avoid ngayon pa lang. Number 4.
a greater chance of separation or divorce. The more live-in partners you have before marriage, the greater your chance of marital breakdown. Totoo yan. Kasi one of the reason of this is Because sex can keep you from getting to know the other person in a deep way. Kasi nga nabablind ka na nung pleasure, nung
Experience,
sarap,
exactly.
'di ba? Hindi mo na nakikita kung meron ba talaga kayong shared beliefs. Okay ba kayo? O compatible ba talaga kayo? Yung values nyo ba? Aligned? Yung goals nyo ba? Nararapat? Ibig sabihin, is it enough for you to build a lasting relationship?
True. And this is something that we discuss whenever we have Symbis sessions with couples. Symbis, mga langga, if you're not aware of it, Jeric and I are certified saving your marriage before it begins facilitators. And sometimes we've noticed that some couples do have little in common when it comes to certain aspects of their lives. Sometimes because maybe they didn't have the chance or they didn't have the awareness or the opportunity to. Pero they weren't able to discuss yung values nila, yung goals nila. But because their attraction to each other is very, very strong, especially when there is sex involved already, yung nangyayari, the couple was not able to place enough foundation on building that life that they desire together. Yung nangyayari, they just focus, ay, compatible naman kami sa
Okay
kama.
naman kami sa kama. Okay naman. Naghahalikan pa rin naman kami. We feel excited pa din. They do not realize that when they do end up being married, when kids enter the picture, when our bodies do not respond because of all the tiredness that the woman experiences when breastfeeding and staying late at night, comes into the picture, yon, doon na because the pleasure that sustained them during their premarital sex days cannot sustain them anymore.
True.
Doon na nagkakaroon ng breakdown.
The issue is because, mga langga, we keep trying to look for someone we're compatible with. Sa totoo lang, you will never find someone you're compatible with because what you're supposed to be looking for is someone who will complement you. Complementary.
Someone who will bring out your good character. Kailangan ng character, hindi lang compatibility.
Exactly. And Dr. Carson Daly said it best when she shared, I don't think I ever met a student who was sorry that he or she had postponed sexual activity. But I certainly met many who deeply regretted their sexual involvements. No one prepares young people for the after effects, the lowered self-esteem, the despairing sense of having been used, the self-contempt for being a user, the unease about having to lie about or at least conceal one's activities from family members and others, the difficulty of breaking the cycle of compulsive sexual behavior, yung paulit-ulit na, and the self-hatred of seeking, after each breakup, someone else to seduce in order to revive one's fading self-image. No one tells young people that it sometimes takes years to recover from the effects of these sexual experiences if one ever fully recovers.
That is why here, mga langga, we're having this long episode for you to be reminded that you can still make a choice. Dalangga is telling me today that He is a God of second chances and He gives the choice to you. Do you accept Him healing your heart from this point forward? Huwag mo nang dalhin sa marriage mo kung ikakasal ka pa lang. At kung ikaw mismo ay nasa marriage na, it is only Him who can heal this
True.
broken things in your heart. Yung broken heart mo, yung neglected heart mo that you've experienced before, it is beyond your control. And don't try to control it because the more you control it, the more it runs wild. The more it grows, the more it gets focused. Have an accountability partner. If you've been hiding this to your partner, maybe this is a time for you both to be in prayer, to pray about this. But I speak to our young audience. I know a lot of you who are not yet married, who are desiring to be married. Plant the right seeds right now. And I'm challenging the men as well. You step up. It's never too late. It's never too late. Like the prodigal son. No amount of sin cannot be forgiven by God. Ang tanging kasalanan lang na hindi mapapatawad ng Panginoon ay yung kasalanan hindi mo nire-recognize na kasalanan. God can forgive you. God can heal you.
Amen. And this goes out to the person who's been waiting, who's been struggling to live a life that the world may not see as
Exciting.
as exciting, as
Colorful.
Exactly. Those amazing words. Langga, thank you so much.
Vibrant.
Okay, I think we've ended it there. But anyways, Langga, if you're listening right now and you're like, I totally get it. I totally understand, but when will it all end? Trust, mga langga, if you give your heart to Jesus and allow Him to give your heart to the person who's meant to hold your heart forever, then everything will fall into place. Just allow Jesus to move and not you pushing the schedule.
You might not feel it right now. Maaaring traidor ang nararamdaman mo. Everything that your body's telling you na okay lang yan. But then, you have to go back to what is really okay in God's eyes. But paano ko malalaman kung okay in God's eyes? Nandyan na, nasusulat na, nasa Bible, nasa teaching, lahat na.
True.
And sa kwento namin, experiences ng mga nakaraan, mga shinare namin today, do not doubt. You'll never go wrong in doing what is right in God's eyes.
Amen. So mga langga, if you've been moved by this episode, or if you know someone who might who needs to hear this message, share that to them. If you've been moved by this episode, if there are any thoughts, comments, reactions, we would love to hear from you. Please do reach out to us, langgaspeaks@gmail.com.
Kung gusto mo mag-open up ka sa email. Don't worry, Apple reads it.
You read it too, langga.
And also, if you want to support our ministry, if you want to support the mission, the show, please do not hesitate to send some coffee at buymeacoffee.com/langga. That's buymeacoffee.com/LANGGA. This is me, Jeric.
And this is Apple.
Always reminding you na palangga ka sa Diyos. See you next week. Bye! Siyempre, para sa mga kailangan mag-healing, kailangan ng paghilom, ito dapat yung kata dyan. Diba? Langga. Mukhang ito yung area of expertise natin eh.
Uy, wag naman, don't make panguna. What if wrong na naman yung natin?
Solemn song to.
Sige,
solemn
fine.
Song. Kailangan na. Seryoso tayo. Pakita mo yung pag-inquire mo for so long.
Aray.
Panginoon ko, hanap-hanap ka ng puso, tinig mo'y isang awit, paghilom. Ang baling ng aking diwa ay sa'yo, wag na wag pababayaang masipayo. Ikaw ang buntong hininga ng buhay, dulot mo'y kapayapaan, pag-ibig. Panginoon ko, hanap-hanap ka ng puso, tinig mo'y isang awit, paghilom. Ako'y akayin sa daang matuwid, wag nawang pahintulutang mabighani, sa panandalian at wag narilag. Ikaw ang aking tanging tagapagligtas. Panginoon ko, hanap-hanap ka ng puso, tinig mo'y isang awit, paghilom. Sigwa sa aking kalooban, iyong masdan, pahupain ang bugso ng kalungkutan, yakapin ang buong higpit, iyong anak, nang mayakap bilang bayan mong ibig. Parang gusto mong Panginoon ko, hanap-hanap ka ng puso, tinig mo'y isang awit, paghilo. Lupit nung kumpas mo, guy.
Sorry.
Mas mabilis.
Kanina. Medyo nawala talaga ako kasi I was trying to translate the entire song in my head.
Parang bilis nung beat nun, ah.
Oo, medyo. Pero sa totoo lang, wala ako naintindihan doon. Kailangan ko siya i-google mamaya.
Ba yan? O, sige na. Okay na yan.
The views and opinions expressed by the podcast creators, hosts, and guests do not necessarily reflect the official policy and position of Podcast Network Asia, the hosts of the program, or other programs of the network. Any content provided by the people on the podcast are of their own opinion and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, or anyone or anything.